What up? It's your boy, the Incredible Man. Yes, I am back at it again. And this is a Crunchyroll anime article, man. This was a One Piece article, so I had no choice but to do it, dive into it, read it, and just check out everything because it's pertaining to One Piece. And I love One Piece. Let's check it out, man. It's ranking all 50 One Piece anime arcs up to Wano. Yes, even the fillers, written by Daniel Dockery. So let's get it, man. I'll link everything in the description so you guys can check it out on your own and go through and check it out. So, you know, if that's your thing. The Wano arc is in full swing with the latest episode finally bringing us an amazing first clash between Luffy and Kaido. That is true, man. It was so good. This week's episode was so good. I still watch One Piece. I don't review it on my channel or react to it, but I still watch it on my own, and I find myself just enjoying every single moment. I read the manga. I do it all. It's because it's One Piece. I mean, you cannot not. Well, if One Piece isn't your thing and that's not for you, but it's One Piece. So let's go, man. 50 is Buggy's crew adventure. This isn't really an arc so much as a sigh of relief after the runaway train of emotion of the last few episodes of Arlong Park. You can laugh at Buggy for a bit after watching Nami's soul get ripped apart and then put back together again. Yeah, that's kind of true. I kind of feel what he's going for with that. I mean, because after the whole Arlong arc part, I mean, boy, your heart was just crushed. And then Nami, you know, with Belamir's son and everything, and Nami stabbing herself. There's a lot going on. So it's nice to have a little comedy. Post Alabasta is 49. You know, the video games side quests that are basically around to level up your specific partner characters so that they don't get immediately wiped out in the boss. This is the anime filler arc version of that. It's fun though. It's fun. 48 is Foxy's return. We have I love Foxy and I love the Davy Back fight arc, but Foxy's return doesn't quite hit home. It might be because we last saw Foxy 6 episodes ago, but it truly speaks to Foxy's character that he tried to make a grand dramatic return after he got the crap kicked out of him so recently. Okay, Daniel, I see you. 47 is Spot Island. Foxy returns again in Spot Island, though this filler arc is mostly notable for the fact that Luffy uses Gear Third to split an artificial island in half. That alone wins this arc points. Spot Island was a nice little filler arc. Worship Island is a bad filler arc, just a victim of poor placement. It comes right after Lode Town and right after the Straw Hats have each declared their dream, so it becomes a pit stop arc, like the Straw Hat crew getting gas and snacks before they head out on the Grand Line. Yeah, it was a good arc. I mean, well, mini arc, but it was nice. Little East Blue. I like the thing. Little East Blue is a celebration of a pre-time skip One Piece where the Straw Hats get deservedly celebrated for a bit. It's cute and it's a nice prologue to the Strong World movie. True. That Little East Blue was nice. Z's Ambition. Oh man, dude, I love Z's Ambition. It was a nice lead up to watching film Z. But the filler arc that precedes the movies are an odd bunch. Well, they are out of place. I mean, they don't really they're just thrown in there and then you're given the movie. So, but like, it doesn't really coincide with the story, but it's a filler arc, so it really doesn't have to. The filler arcs that precede the movies are an odd bunch, as they tend to end with the main villain of the movie showing up in the last 5 minutes declaring their plans. So it's hard to enjoy them on their own. That said, Z's Ambition has enough action that even if you don't watch Film Z, but you should, it's great. Film Z was great. I enjoyed Film Z. Film Z was good. You won't really mind the cliffhanger finale. It's somewhat true in some of them. And that was 44. 43 is Straw Hat Separation. After Kuma wiped out the crew, this batch of episodes shows where they all ended up. Honestly, I didn't mind this episode. I loved seeing where they all ended up in the islands and everything. So it was nice for me. I enjoyed it. And it's mainly a montage of Straw Hats being confused. And don't get me wrong, the Straw Hats do confusion like nobody's business. That's true. They do. So, but you get more out of the separation in the post-war arc when they finally get around to business. Yeah, because they're not training at this point. At this point, they're still just running around trying to figure out what's going on. How did they get here? Why are they here? Until then later on you see that they were sent to each these specific islands to train. Diary of Kobe Meppo. The name. Kobe is a character that always deserves more time, so getting few episodes devoted to him and Helmeppo training to be Marines is welcome. Also, my dude Garp shows up for the first time, which means that I've rewatched these 2 episodes far more than I should. Yeah, that was that little mini arc where Kobe and Himeppo are training, that montage was nice, man. It was so good for these 2 characters because, you know, the whole history with Kobe and Himeppo, and then having them both train at the same time together to be Marines was nice. Oda's the GOAT, man. Let's be real. 41 is GOAT Island. Oda's the GOAT. Okay. GOAT Island doesn't feel as classic as G8. No, G8 is my favorite filler arc. G8 is my favorite. Oh, I can't wait to see where he ranked G8. Classic as G8. Nor is it as entertaining as Ocean's Dream. In fact, it's about as fluffy as the goats get appear in it. But 3-episode arc where Chopper talks to the goats and Luffy doesn't beat up a villain, but rather causes him to get shipwrecked. I'm for it. Okay, 40 is Chopper Man Special. I didn't like the Chopper Man specials. If I'm being honest, I didn't like the Chopper Man specials. Chopper Man has Chopper in a cape. It's worth it for that. Please at me. Chopper Man, you are my hero, and I hope you one day get a Chopper Man and Soge King Save the Grand Line special. I didn't really enjoy the Chopper Man specials. Romance Dawn establishes a lot of things that will become classic tropes in One Piece. Going to a new island, meeting new crew members, helping out little kids, taking down a power-hungry warlord, etc. It's a blueprint arc, and it works well as that. Sadly, the anime would not continue to introduce a Straw Hat character with a rag guitar idea like they do with Zoro here. That's true. Orange Town, East Blue Saga only. Oh, my bad, you guys. Romance Dawn was 39 and Orange Town is 38. East Blue Saga only gets better as it goes along. The Orange Town provides a nice counter to Romance Dawn. For example, if Axeham Morgan represented the seriousness of the Marine threat in the last arc, then Buggy represents the other side of the villains that the Straw Hat crew will encounter. Cartoonish, loud, and beaten in a really fun way. Yeah. I'm not mad at this list. I mean, like, you could tell where it's a matter of your own opinion, just being real. But it's placed nicely so far. Reluca Island feels like condensed One Piece. Like you just add some water to turn this 4-episode arc into a 20-episode one. It's a nice arc to stretch your legs before you go into the big things of Jaya. I guess you could say that. The Ice Hunter, which is 36. Ice Hunter is neat because it gives every member of the Straw Hat crew a little time to shine. It did. It really did. I actually forgot about this one because, I mean, I didn't like the whole story as a whole, but I will agree that it gave each member of the Straw Hats opportunity to shine and hold their own as an individual member. And the story that is action-packed and intriguing. If you missed pre-time skip One Piece and haven't watched the Ice Hunter arc, give it a shot. 35 is Marine Rookie. I know that we're all eager to see the Straw Hats reunite in Wano, but if you want to see more of Whole Cake's Sanji retrieval team, the Marine Rookie arc makes it for a solid bonus round. Also, the only reason it starts is because Luffy eats all of the Straw Hat supplies, which logically should be the beginning of a way more One Piece arcs. That's true, because that's when they come in contact with the guy that kind of looks like Luffy. I can't remember his name, but he has like the beast arm or whatever. Yeah. So yeah, it was an okay arc. It was okay. 34 is Silvermine. If you didn't get enough Bartolomeo and Dressrosa, the surprise. They made a fill arc just for you. Bartolomeo is a cool character. You gotta love Bartolomeo because he is what we all are. The ultimate One Piece fanboy or fangirl. That's just what it is. Boss Luffy specials. You know when you fall asleep watching a show and then you wake back up and in your grogginess suddenly whatever is on TV looks insane. That's what happens to me with Boss Luffy. I had just finished watching Ace's fight with Blackbeard and then boom, I was out. Then I wake up and see the Straw Hat hits. 19th century Japan, the Boss Luffy stuff is fun, but I think it's best viewed when you're in a delirious half sleep. That's just my personal reference. I tried to watch it like fully aware of it, but it threw me for a loop too. I didn't like the Boss Luffy special. If I'm being honest, I didn't. 32 is Caesar Retrieval. I didn't like this one. This one is the one where we had the guy with the devil fruit where he wrapped the stuff around the dugongs and around Luffy and Law and made Luffy and Law fight each other. I didn't like this arc. I really did. Filler and all. I didn't like this arc. Caesar made for a fine antagonist on Punk Hazard, but he's even better as a shrieking deadweight that the Straw Hat crew and company have to keep alive. Little Garden. Okay, Little Garden was good. Little Garden isn't as cool as Whiskey Pete. Of course not. There's no Whiskey Pete, but nor does it provide the emotional gut punch of Drum Island. Instead, it's mainly here to further the theme of what it means to be a true warrior and introduce giants and dinosaurs. In the One Piece universe, it gives Usopp some of the character development that he needs, and Zoro almost cuts off his own feet. That was one of the parts I was thinking about. In effort to keep fighting. Any arc that illustrates how hard Zoro goes gets at least one thumb up for me. Yeah, because at that moment, we also got to see Usopp develop more as a character, like you said, and makes when Usopp promised that he's going to go to Elbaf one day. So, that's something we could always look forward to, coming in contact with Little Garden, and then the whole Sanji, when he was talking to Crocodile and was like, I'm Mr. Prince, then we find out later that, like his whole family thing, and Zoro almost attempting to cut off his leg. So there was a lot of stuff going on in Little Garden. So Little Garden definitely deserves a spot. So, but it has 31. So we'll see what he has ranked lower. Logtown was fun. I love Logtown. Logtown is a fun arc when you consider just how much it expands the scope of the world. Smoker and Tashigi truly begin the Navy's quest to stop the Straw Hats. Dragon gets introduced in a big, mysterious way. He does. He really does. Like Dragon just appears, saves Luffy, and then we kind of speculate on his powers because the weather changes, but it's like weird weather. So it's a big, mysterious way to introduce Dragon. And Luffy takes a massive step in establishing himself in the realm of pirating. However, the Straw Hat side stories in the middle, aside from Zoro's awesome bit in the sword shop, slow down a little. Well, I liked Usopp's bit with the with Daddy. I think it was Daddy or Papa or something. I think it was Daddy. Anyway, where he had to outsnipe him. So I love Usopp's side story. Sanji's side story was but yeah, Zoro's side story definitely won in that whole Logtown battle with him testing out the demon sword. But Usopp's side story wasn't bad either. We got Zoe. Zoe might be one of the most visually rich arcs in the series, from a massive elephant to the mink tribe. I love Zoe because it just threw so much at us that we just because at that point I had to stop reading the manga. So when I watched it in the anime and Zoe was just appeared on me, and I was like, wow, this is fantastic. From the massive elephant to the mink tribe to the terror of Jack to more lessons about the poneglyphs. There's a lot of shoved into this short span. I can't even talk, man. I'm so sorry. There's a lot shoved into this short span, and between the intense epicness of Dressrosa and Whole Cake Island, it fits nicely as 10 cc's of wonder and fantasy injected into the new world. Yeah, it was a nice transition between Dressrosa and the Whole Cake Island arcs that we were getting. Fishman Island. Honestly, I loved certain this is 28, by the way. I love certain aspects of Fishman Island. I love it, the fact that that was the first major fight that we got once we dove into past the time skip. That was the major fight that we got. So we got to see every member of the Straw Hats do work in the Fishman Island arc. But it's just the whole Hody Jones aspect is just what, he was cool all the way throughout, and then until right there at the end where he was just kept becoming super stronger because of the steroids. That whole part and whole bit kind of got played out to me. But then having Luffy talk to the kind of communicate with the Sea Kings, that was another cool aspect. So there was a lot of cool aspects in the Fishman Island arc, but then just that those one or few moments with Hody Jones, it just ignored me. Fishman Island occupies a weird spot. It's thematically heavy, but it also serves as the action-packed Straw Hat Crew comeback tour. That is true. It needs to stand on its own, but it also caps off with a declaration of war against Big Mom, a villain that won't be encountered for years and all. I feel like the importance of Fishman Island arc is yet to be truly realized. That's why I said they had some fantastic moments, and overall it was nice. It's just those one a couple moments with Hody Jones that I didn't like. 27 is Ocean's Dream, one of the final 2 filler arcs on this list. Ocean's Dream seems like One Piece fan fiction in the best way. If you were dissatisfied with Luffy's fight with Zoro on Whiskey Peak, you get another round of it here while Zoro is being mind controlled. Yeah. Ocean's Dream was good. Syrup Village. For it to be one of the, which is 26, for it to be one of the earlier arcs, I enjoyed Syrup Village. And we got to see Usopp stand up. And it's very rare for Usopp to stand up and have those moments. And this is us first meeting him anyway. And to see him make that declaration and everything and continue to be the liar of the town was nice. Only for him and Luffy and everyone else to go put their lives on the line to save the village and keep these people at the peak instead of running through the town. So it was nice. I really enjoyed Syrup Village. If Romance Dawn and Orange Town were warm-ups, Syrup Village is when One Piece begins to break out in a sprint. The introduction of Usopp and the Going Merry make for some great moments, and in this arc it's in this arc that got me hooked on One Piece when I first started watching it. Now we get to 25. We're gonna get some different stuff. 25 is Dressrosa. I love Dressrosa. There's so much going on in Dressrosa, man. Like, if you missed a couple episodes, you missed out on something major. And I'm gonna be real with you guys. You love the Straw Hats because that's who you started out with. But once you come along with the story, there's so many other characters that you fall in love and enjoy because One Piece has such a big character list. But in Dressrosa, we got to meet one of my favorite characters. I love Law too. Law is one of my favorite characters. But we got to meet Corazon. And Corazon is so cool, man. I love Corazon, and I love his devil fruit. You wouldn't think it'd be that powerful, but it comes in handy. It's so cool. Dressrosa, for better and sometimes for worse, is massive. It is, like, Dressrosa is huge, man. Doflamingo is a threat that had been popping up since the Jaya arc, but because of Dressrosa's scope, his defeat can feel a little lackluster. Yeah, like, it felt like it took forever for us to actually have to fight with Doflamingo. Especially when you consider that he's a pit stop on the road to Kaido. True. But Dressrosa introduces the endlessly cool Fujitora. Yeah. Getting introduced to Fujitora was one of the highlights of Dressrosa as well. And the Straw Hats' big pirate alliance. Yeah. With Bartolomeo, Cavendish, and everybody else. Yeah. It was so cool. Leo. And also gives us the dual backstories to Law and Doflamingo, neither of which disappoint. True, those backstories, oh boy, that was One Piece at its best, man. Also, Doflamingo's abilities lead to some of the coolest action scenes in the sequence. Yeah, because we also learned that you can awaken a devil fruit. Like, we knew that, you could do other stuff to it, and like with the hockey and everything, and then you can amplify your devil fruit and everything. But that's when we also learned that you can awaken your devil fruit, and Doflamingo turned everything to strings. 24 is Return to Sabaody. This is definitely one of my favorites. It's so fun to see these imitation Straw Hat pirates walk around and get confused, and Chopper get confused. And there's so much going on because everybody's there. Everybody is on Sabaody at the same time. Like, granted, like, they appeared, but on that day when they're getting ready to ship out, everybody's there, right? Or they just appeared that day or whatever. But they're there, and Luffy's the only one that, like, everybody else is on the boat. Everybody else is there. And they went and picked up Chopper and everything. But Luffy's the only one that he's lost. So he ends up following these two guys to the thing, and that's when he first shows off his new improved hockey, and he was so fast, like, he was so too slow, and we had with the PX zeros and everything, and was like, no, the real Monkey D. Luffy is here, with the real Straw Hat is here. So it was so cool. Return to Sabaody was one of my favorite arcs, man. Post-time skip starts with a bang, as the Return of Sabaody arc is both hilarious and thrilling. The Straw Hats get to show off their newfound strength, which was so cool, as they do what they definitely couldn't do in the first Sabaody arc. True, easily knock out a pacifista. And when we also get to meet the fake Straw Hat crew, yeah, Yeah, does a nice job of illuminating just how much the legend of the Straw Hats has grown since they were first together, or last together. I mean, yeah, dude, it was great, man. Reverse Mountain, Willaboon. Yeah, man. One of the major strengths of One Piece is that it can accomplish 3 kinds of storytelling at once. Yeah, man. Like One Piece, like it layers everything and it sets you up. Like stuff that you saw at the very beginning of One Piece could come back in contact and play now when we're like 900 and something episodes in. It's crazy, man. It's so crazy that it can do that. It just, Otis the GOAT, man. Giving us a narrative that is immediately satisfying, giving us a narrative that will be satisfying in the near future, and giving us a narrative that will be satisfying in the long term. In the Reverse Mountain arc, we not only get a nice story about Laboon, but we also get introduced to Baroque Works, who will be the main antagonist of the saga. And also we get hints that will only pay off when Brooks is introduced years later. Reverse Mountain is short, but it also displays Oda's wonderful talent as a writer. Yeah, man, it does. It does. Long ring, long load. Long ring, long load. Yeah. Which is 22. I've seen people on the internet when they say stuff like, when I reach the Davy Back fight arc, I nearly start reading. And man, why? Quitting a series that you love because it slightly diverts from a hero fighting godlike enemies in order to participate in some fun and games. Everyone has their own opinions, but your opinion of what fiction should be is wrong. That said, this arc is hilarious and great. I enjoyed the Davy Back fight. Pissed me off in some scenes in certain areas, but overall, as a whole, I love the Davy Back fight. And let's be real, the Foxy Pirates know how to make you smile, man. You laugh the whole time whenever Foxy's present, just because, even if nothing else, is when Luffy calls him Split Head. So I love the Davy Back fights, man. Whiskey Peak. Oh, Whiskey Peak is a classic, man. And this is 21. Whiskey Peak is so cool. It's an anime arc with swagger, the kind that steps into a bar and buys everyone around. I want to be friends with Whiskey Peak, but I know deep down that Whiskey Peak is far too rad to be friends with me. Whiskey Peak was good, man. Like, we had Luffy snapping because Zoro killed, well, not killed, but like he defeated all of the guys that was there to kill them because everybody else was asleep. Zoro's the only one that didn't get drunk and pass out. He paid attention. So, or get full and pass out in Luffy's case. So, like, it was nice to see Zoro pay attention and establish himself in that moment as first mate. So it was so good. 20 is the Reverie. The Reverie was freaking fantastic, man. The best thing about the Reverie arc is that it makes the world of One Piece a little more conveniently manageable. True. Oh, neat. All of the major side characters get to hang out for a while. While also opening a can of worms. What's with the giant straw hat? What's with the giant straw hat? What's with the giant straw hat? Because this is the most recent arc. I don't know if we've seen the ripples that will create across the One Piece world, but I sure am excited. Yeah, let's be real. And that's number 20. The Reverie left way more questions than it answered. And I think it answered maybe like 1 or 2 questions. I have to go back and watch it again. But I know it answered some questions, but let's be real. It left way more questions than what it answered. Post in this lobby. Oh, yes, that was good. This isn't the first time Straw Hats have been forced to flee a place. However, this is the first time that it's felt like they'd be wiped out if they didn't. The return of Gart and the Spectre of the Yonko throw the Straw Hats into all new territory. One where they maybe being the plunky underdog team isn't enough to save them from the threats that come. Also, Goofy Frankie joins the team, which provides a nice counterbalance to the hints of oblivion. Yeah, because with Frankie, that was another extra set of hands that could fight and help out the weakling trio, which was Nami, Usopp, and Chopper at that moment. So it was nice. Punk Hazard hit me different, man. It did. Like, there were moments and stuff that I enjoyed in Punk Hazard, but I may be one of the only people that felt this way. I don't know. But I didn't like the whole body switching in Punk Hazard. I know that kind of slowed for me, it felt like that slowed the arc down because, Sanji couldn't really fight Nami's body. And, Nami couldn't really handle Frankie's body. And Frankie couldn't really handle Chopper's body. So that slowed everything down. And it focused mainly on the story in Punk Hazard. And we found out a little bit more about Kaido, Doflamingo, and everything. So it was good. Don't get me wrong. Punk Hazard had very good moments. But it's just... then it had moments that I didn't enjoy as well. And them switching bodies was one of the moments that I really didn't enjoy. But I love seeing the fight between Smoker and Law and oh man, I can't think of his name right now. You guys know what I'm talking about. Anyway, the guy, I don't know. Virgo. Yes, I can think of his name for a moment. Like I was trying my hardest. I was trying to wrap my brain around it. I couldn't think of it. But yeah, between Virgo and Law, and then Virgo and the Smoker, like there was some fights in there that was fantastic. And then we know Zoro just came through and just mollywop Monet and Law fighting Tashigi. So there was a lot of great fights. Punk Hazard is home to one of my top 10 One Piece fights: Virgo versus Law and Smoker. That was good. That's what I'm saying. It was a good fight, man. Features one of my favorite locations, an island that is half fire and half magma. Oh yeah, the location, like the island of Punk Hazard was beautiful, and somehow home to an evil science base, and introduces a character that only has grown on me with time. Here's a hint on who he is. He laughs like it's kind of a prequel to Dressrosa, but in that spot does a great job at furthering the menace of Doflamingo. Yeah, you definitely tell that Doflamingo's no threat to be trifled with because at the end when he came and he was just demolishing Smoker, and then Aokiji had to show up. Okay, then we have post-war, which is 17. The introduction of Sabo, aka Steampunk Ace, aka I'm just kidding. Sabo is kind of cool, and Luffy realizing that he has his crew to keep him going to make the post-war arc into a short but powerful cap to the pre-time skip era. Yeah, man, that hit me, man. 16, Amazon Lily. Yeah, you have to enjoy Amazon Lily. It opened us up to a whole lot of stuff. Boa Hancock is supremely underrated One Piece character. What? Really? Are people really underrating Boa Hancock? Seriously? I mean, she's strong, she's pretty, she's beautiful. Why are people underestimating Boa Hancock? Anyway, with the terribly sad backstory. Yeah, she has oh wow. Amazing powers and hilarious crush on Luffy. And Amazon Lily helps further the major trend that will reach the fever pitch in Dressrosa of Luffy amassing supporters because he's just such a dang old nice guy. Hopefully Hancock will one day meet Bartolomeo and together they will start the Luffy fan club and then argue over who gets to be president. That's cool. Okay. 15 is Jaya. Jaya was cool because we got to see one of the most badass moments with Luffy and damn, I know his name. Dude, what is his name? Bellamy. If you were in the dark as to what the themes of One Piece are, here comes Jaya with a flashlight. This is basically a montage of the things that are important to the Straw Hat crew, and it introduces Blackbeard, a guy that will go on from, oh, he seems interesting to, oh, I hate him, over the next few hundred chapters. Luffy saying, do I know how to throw a punch, you ask? Before absolutely walloping Bellamy still gives me goosebumps. Yeah, dude, that is one of the most fantastic scenes in One Piece. That whole moment to where Luffy and Zoro let them just do whatever they wanted to them in the bar the first go around. But when they came back after they attacked dude, and Luffy wasn't having it. And then that moment where Bellamy was just hopping all around and Luffy just all of a sudden, boom, and left his whole imprint on dude's face. It was fantastic. But yeah, I agree with dude, man. Getting introduced to Blackbeard here was one of those moments like, oh yeah, cool. Blackbeard seems cool. Okay, I kind of like him a little bit. And then until you get later on in the episode and you find out, he kills Ace and everything. Spoiler, I'm so sorry in case you haven't watched One Piece. I gotta go through this video and post a spoiler thing. But I feel like everybody should have watched One Piece. But anyway, yeah, man. So like, it's so weird, and you feel like, oh yeah, I hate him now. So it's its own thing. Thriller Bark Thriller Bark was good. Thriller Bark was enjoyable. There's so much going on in Thriller Bark that you just can't not enjoy. There's so much good to Thriller Bark. The spooky atmosphere, the introduction of Brooke, the underrated Gecko Moria, the Binks Saki song, the Straw Hats teaming up to face the giant zombie, etc. And just when you think you can't get any better, Kuma shows up and rocks the One Piece world. Yeah, because then at that moment, he takes all of Luffy's pain and gives it to Zoro. And Zoro takes it like it's nothing. And he's still Come on, man. Come on, man. 13 is Impel Down with Buggy the Clown. Yeah, man, I love Impel Down. I love the raid on Impel Down with Luffy. He was just running through there the whole time, causing a ruckus. It was fantastic. Hey, it's Buggy and Mr. 3 and Mr. 2 and Crocodile and our new best boy Jinbei and Ivankov as both a launching point for a new protagonist and a comeback for old foes, along with introducing Magellan and one of the best villains in the series, Shiryu, one of the scariest villains in the series. Impel Down succeeds. I love it more and more with each time. So yeah, man, Impel Down is awesome, man. You gotta love Impel Down. Then we get to Wano at number 12. That's crazy. Well, I mean, we're only partway through. We're not even really partway through. I mean, I don't know how the time is going to sync up with that. I mean, I feel like we're getting anyway. Never mind. I don't want to ruin anything. So, a revamped art style and fresh sense of direction has turned the burgeoning Wano arc into a great experience for long-time One Piece fans, along with providing a solid place for new fans to jump into the series. This ranking may change once we get further into it. That's what I'm saying. Like, once we get further into the Wano arc, yeah, I was like, I don't know why it's number 12. Where was I? Ranking may change once we get further into it, but for now, the Straw Hats reuniting and quickly learning the awe-inspiring power of Kaido has earned Wano a choice place on the list. Also, Over the Top is one of the best opening themes ever. I love Over the Top, man. I love Over the Top, and I just love One Piece openings altogether. Drum Island. It's Drum Island. I love Drum Island. Oh, man. Tony Chopper. And this is number 11. I've written an entire article about why the arc where we first meet Tony Chopper makes me weep. I think if you didn't cry on Drum Island, you something's wrong with you. So I'll try to be brief here. Drum Island is beautiful, and the story of a little deer guy that couldn't find a place in the world, and the loud rubber bro that gave him one. It's an arc about one price of dreams and the power of having someone stand up for you when you need it the most. It's about love and respect and kindness. And now I'm about to cry again. Thanks a lot, One Piece. That's true, man. Drum Island is, oh boy. The Bariate or Barate, however you want it. I get it. I mess up. Bariate. No. I know it. I know the name. It's been so long since I. Bariate. Anyway, you know what I'm talking about. You guys know exactly what I mean. The Barite, the Barite. I know it. I freaking know the name. I can't get it out. But anyway, arc is is the first hint that we'll get about how hectic the One Piece world is. We meet Sanji, we meet Don Krieg, and we meet Mihawk. When I was first watching One Piece, I was so surprised to see us meet someone that Zoro was inspired by, and the strongest swordman in the world that early on in the anime, and is stronger than the whole cast of the show combined at this point. Syrup Village is about leaving your comfort zones, and Barate is the Bariate. No, I know the name, I can't think of it. Anyway, this is number 10, and it's about finding a home in the chaos that follows. G8 is number 9. I love G8. G8 is one of my favorites. The best One Piece filler arc. True, this is true. Best One Piece filler arc in the One Piece arc that I most revisit. I could watch G8 over and over. It's only 11 episodes. Can you blame me? G8 is One Piece greatness hits collection. One Piece greatest hits collection, and possibly the first thing you should show someone if they want to get into One Piece. But don't have long to do so. Yeah. I would, and like if you were trying to get someone hooked on One Piece, I would show them G8 too. I would show them G8 because it has action and it has the comedy in it. So and You could just tell everyone the characters that there's not too much going on where you have to explain anything. Just show them this, tell them all the characters, and let them have all the fun and wonder that they see when they watch One Piece. Number 8 is Alabasta. Man, if I'm being honest, man, I felt like Alabasta just went on forever, man. It was a good arc, and Crocodile's plot and them foiling it, and us becoming friends with Vivi and Karu. But it just felt like it just went on forever. Are the Straw Hats ready for the Grand Line? Are they ready to topple evil villains and protect those that need help? That's what Alabasta asked for, and the answer is, oh yeah. Luffy punching Crocodile up through the center of the city is an iconic moment, showing us that the Straw Hats, whether they mean to be or not, are forces of good in the world. True. Like, they don't mean to be good guys, but Luffy was just protecting a friend. Marineford. Oh, epicness. Epicness. Okay, man. Marineford is loud and chaotic and powerful, forcing Luffy into a situation where he is simply an especially energetic pawn on the chessboard of battle. It's just as much as a rescue mission as it is a quest for survival for him. But in the midst of Whitebeard and the 3 admirals and the Shibukai, Luffy makes his mark. However, he doesn't do it through displays of awe-inspiring force, but through his willpower. With the hockey, baby! Aokiji is right when he says that Luffy isn't ready for this stage yet. But the thing that scares the Navy the most is that one day he will be. Okay, I see you. Saba di Arpeggio. Yeah, the first part of the Saba di Arpeggio arc where they got defeated, but we got introduced to all of the new generation. And Law, Killer, Kid, everybody, Jewelry Bunny. So it Capone Beck. It was just so nice to see X Drake. You know what I'm saying? Like having that and then seeing all of the worst generation just be there together on the Sabadi. It was nice. This is not a happy arc. It's a satisfying one. Luffy punching the Celestial Dragon will never get old. That is one of the most iconic scenes in One Piece yet again. And it's an illuminating one Silver Rayleigh, y'all. But it's not one that will end with a cheering. Kizaru shows up to put an end to an entire generation of pirates in their place, and Kuma wipes out the Straw Hats. That said, even if it concludes with the most uncertain moment in the series, it's still a fun ride. Yeah, you still can enjoy it. It hurts like once you've seen everything, but you can still enjoy it. Arlong Park, po Nami. Nami is the soul of the Straw Hat crew, and learning what she's been through at the hands of the despicable Arlong is heartbreaking. But Luffy doesn't need to know every detail to know that he needs to help, and the Straw Hats walking into Arlong Park is another one of those One Piece is literally the best thing ever moments. Yeah, when Luffy, Zoro, Sanji, and Usopp walk into the Arlong Park just to take it over, man, it was epic. Usopp hammer, Usopp rubber band, Usopp hammer. It was so great, but I love it. It was so good. At the end, every Straw Hat bro gets a victory. Luffy gets a bounty, and Nami gets her freedom. And what does she do with it? What she do with this freedom? What does she do with this freedom? She joins a ship full of dummies as their navigator, and I'm so happy about that, man. That's number 5. Number 4 is the Nest Lobby. Oh, yes, man. That man. Ugh. Drum Island, Arlong Park, and Nest Lobby, Marineford. All those brought tears to my eyes. I'm just being real. Oh boy. For many, and Nest Lobby is the arc that, and I'm not disagreeing with him. It's such a okay. For many, Ines Lobbies is the arc, and I'm not disagreeing with them. It's such a display of raw emotion and exciting battles, a non-stop roller coaster, and everything that makes One Piece great. And it ends with a Viking funeral for the Going Merry, a scene that reveals Oda's true power as a writer. He makes you sob about a ship. That is true. Everybody that's a One Piece fan that love One Piece, when the Going Merry got the Viking funeral, you cried. It's a boat. It's a ship, and you were crying. I was crying. The whole world was crying when Going Merry was set on fire. And if I watched it again today, I would cry. I would cry now. It was just that good, man. Whole Cake Island. Oh, donuts. See? Seeing Katakuri like that was fun. It was fun. If Ines Lobbies is about being a hero, then Whole Cake Island is about letting the idea go. The Straw Hats can't beat Big Mom or her crew, and we have to settle with getting Sanji and getting out. And Katakuri, the protective brother of Charlotte family, learns that he doesn't have to be perfect all the time. It's a beautiful arc that shows that Oda is willing to play around with some pre-established ideas of One Piece. That's what I'm saying. Like there was really no winners in the Whole Cake Island arc. It was just the fighting just stopped, and the Straw Hat crew got away. Water 7. Let's be real. You cried in the Water 7 arc too when Luffy and Usopp fought, because it just broke you to tears. It just broke you to tears. Robin leaves. Usopp defeats Luffy. Usopp defects. Luffy is forced to do things that no captain wants to do, and a villainous team shows up that seems unstoppable. Water 7 may be the first half of a story that continues with the Nest lobbies, but I find it to be the better one, though not by much. It's an arc that constantly leaves you saying, well, what else could go wrong? And then something else does, and it's just so good. And then, I'm going to be real, Daniel Dockery, like, I enjoyed everything that he's had to say about each arc, but after seeing what number 1 is, I would definitely rank this different for me. My bad, you guys. I don't know if I said anything. Water 7 was number 2. Whole Cake was number 3. And Nest Lobbies was number 4. And he put Skypiea as number 1. Skypiea, I like Skypiea, but Skypiea would never be my number 1. I enjoyed Skypiea certain moments, but Skypiea will never be my number 1. I didn't like it that good to where it's my number 1. This is it. Everything good about One Piece, from the powerful villain with a great weakness to touching themes, to enchanting locations, to the gripping adventures, is wrapped up in Skypiea. And while I have no problems with arcs being connected, there's just something about the standalone nature of Skypiea that leads me to regularly revisit it. It's an arc that makes me glad that I started this 900 plus episode adventure in the first place, and that's the highest compliment that I can give. I'll drop this in the link in the description, man. I don't know, man. I may have to go through and do my own because I just don't see it. Skypiea wouldn't be my number 1. It's not. It's a good arc and it's nice, but it wouldn't be my number 1, man. This is your boy Nick Incredible, and this was ranking all 50 One Piece anime arcs up until Wano. Yes, even the filler article by Daniel Dockery. And what did you guys think, man? I'm gonna drop the link in the description so you can check it out on your own. If you don't want to watch my video, that's your thing. But comment down below and let me know what's your favorite One Piece arc, man. This is your boy Nick Incredible. Don't forget to smash the like button till you can't smash it anymore. Comment down below and I'll be sure to respond to each and every one of them. And subscribe, but only if you really want to, man. Remember that anime matters, anime is greatness, and anime is life, man. Peace out.